which of the two evils is lesser for me, which is I would rather not have something officially on paperwork. Sorry, I was coughing. But have the ability to communicate with this person and have them know that I'm not going to betray their trust.
Dispatch Echo
Right.
14 to CMC.
I understand exactly what you mean.
With the doctor and
So
the patient.
we're going to have to manually look up these because unfortunately, the only one it's automatically attaching to and the one that it does attach to doesn't even show under evidence. So I don't know what the hell's happening there. Let me see.
Can you type these strings into like
yes.
profiles and it will return someone?
Correct. So let's all do exactly that. I want everyone to do it individually, just so that we're all going through the paces here, going through the motions.
Okay, I will get 26, 27.
Did I get the one hit on Zakid? So should I guess like note that in the report as well?
Yeah. Normally we would just change, you know, the evidence field to indicate that it was Zakid's, but we can't do that right now. The only two matches I get are the victim I took a statement from, Zahn, the one I just called, in addition to Zakid. So the other four could be potential matches here.
Yeah, I got the same thing.
Hey, Mr. Cooper, it's Sterling.
All right, I need to communicate with a senior, let them know about the issue. Wait, she's been promoted?
13176, Crusade Medical.
Be advised, the patient had a head pop and will be back shortly. I haven't let them know yet.
Okay, that's all good. Thank you, Heidi.
Alice has been promoted.
Just talking to like somebody else.
Hello.
Hello. I'm
Hi.
following the chain of command. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
We have an issue.
Yeah.
So, I spoke with Barrick. I pretty much asked, you know, if we have any evidence regarding any scene, are we going specifically through the evidence lab? Because that is not the same locker as, you know, if it's report 2000, it's, or R2000, that's not lining up with the evidence thing. So he said we'll do the evidence drop lockers, the ones where if there's any information, it'll automatically be put in, right?
Correct.
So we do that. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things of DNA, right? We submit it. It's not everything.
Can you hand me that, Turner?
Everything.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Everything that we've put in shows up within the report, but not under the evidence tab.
Did you grab that bag, the weed bag? Did this gentleman grab the weed bag? I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
Give me I did, and then I went to take a picture of it, and I don't know where it went from there. Sir, did you grab a bag that was here on the ground?
I'm gonna go use the restroom quick, Rhodes.
All right.
Do you consent to a search, sir? Yes, do you consent to a search? Okay, but that didn't answer my question. Do you
I'm trying
consent to
figure
a
out,
search?
how we're gonna word this.
That's
Hmm.
that is completely fine, sir. You are in that right. I'm there's like a little tiny baggie of marijuana that again, when you opened the door, it could have blown away. If you didn't, again, I'm only searching for that, then that's all it is, sir. You have a great day. Have a good one. Goodbye.
They sounded like
So
a cunt.
sorry
Oh, you're
that
good.
they were.
So everything is documented in the report. One of them automatically flags the DNA as somebody who has DNA on file, but it doesn't happen for the second person.
Copy.
Strangely
I'll get
enough,
to the patient.
we can't see the most recent evidence as all of these. You know how in Academy we had them all go through the most recent things, and it was their taser, their
Correct.
right? Like none of that's coming up at all. We can't change anything. Like if we find out one of these DNAs by manually searching as somebody's DNA, it doesn't flag accordingly, and we can't change it because it's not on the recent stuff. I don't know what to do.
Okay, we're on our way back to the station. We'll meet you at the forensics lab.
All right, see you soon.
Okay, I'll see you there. Goodbye.
The higher ups are on the way.
Gotcha. That was my victim. He gave me a call back, kind of relaying the same information, stated that he overheard him tell somebody else his name. One of the victims on scene stating, "Hey, my name's Ivan Silverstone or whatever. If you guys want your stuff back, give me a call."
Oh.
And just from my initial impression with the cooperation we got from the guy with the pink hair, my assumption is that he probably said it to that guy, and the guy with the pink hair probably is like, "Okay, well, I'll just take this into my own hands. I'm not going to cooperate, give any information to the police because I know his name and I can deal with it that way."
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you think Zahn contacted me without informing Zakid?
I think all the statements and everything was given without Zakid's I guess, quote, unquote,
Realization.
permission or realization.
For
Yeah,
context, he
'cause-
left so quick. When I was done with the statement from Zahn, he was coming back asking for a medical checkup from a doctor. So he got treated, left, came back. When he was speaking to the doctor saying, "Can I get, a medical evaluation?" That's when I concluded the statement with Zahn. So, I don't know.
Ouch. Welcome
Mhm.
to Earth. Yeah,
Pretty
that's
much.
my hot take on it, just from the cooperation we're getting from everyone else and the vibes I was getting from him. So, I got a feeling we'll either get a call with something related to Zakid or
Oh, highly
another,
probable.
yeah, something else later on down the road.
Hello. I'm
Hello, Miss
here
Watson.
to
Hi.
see what it is. I'm a very visual, so I have to see what
Report
you're talking about.
2669.
Report 22
No, 2669.
2669. Okay. All right. So you put in these strains into the locker.
Correct. All 6 of them are there.
Okay.
Right.
And then
You see the second one that ends in, like, it has a state ID after,
Has the state ID,
8503?
correct.
That automatically flagged.
correct.
There's a
yes.
second one in there that we also have on file that did not automatically flag.
Did not automatically flag.
Okay.
Which one was that?
3192.
Okay.
So if you were to copy that whole string, go to profiles
It is
and paste it,
Zakid's
it would
on-
be Zakid. Yep. So here's the thing. I was like, no big deal. We can edit it, but if you click the evidence tab, at least we are unable to see any of the new evidence. None of those things are here in the evidence field.
What
for
did
me.
you just do?
And that's the most recent
So-
stuff. The last ID I see is 11983 for evidence. Is that what you see?
I see evidence for 11983, correct. And then 11932. So what do we know what number this Oh, you know what? This
Dispatch,
evidence?
also
Okay, so
1410.
I'm going to explain to you where it is. The evidence for this DNA is actually 5845 because that was the first time that this evidence was put into a locker. Because when I searched that DNA strain, it brings up that initial 5845 evidence, and you click it, and it shows all the reports. So the first report that it came up to would have been 2395 is when that DNA was entered in originally. So I see where I'm
Oh,
not sure
hold
why.
on. Wait a minute. If that's the case, that means I put in Zakid's state ID under this, and it should automatically flag.
Correct,
3708.
yes, in that evidence tab. However, the one that you did that automatically flagged, I had put in evidence in there, and I don't know if somebody had one day. This has only happened to me once. I don't know if somebody then went into this and put that in the past.
Oh, you mean
Or if it-
change the title?
Correct. Not the title, like where you're
Oh,
putting
just the state
CID.
ID.
Yes. This
So
might be how we're supposed to be doing it.
Okay, it's a little problematic though, because if we wanted to give it a description of like, this was found, this is the DNA, and then parentheses, lower sanitation, or like, wherever it was found, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can't do that if it's always referring, because then it's always going to be like lower sanitation for any time it's brought up, right?
For everything. You mean like if you edit the title?
Yeah, to give it,
Well,
some form
even
of like
if you-
description. I mean, I
even
guess
if
we can
you-
see it on the GPS, but like still at least being able to clarify.
Even when you edit, because right now, okay, for example, are you on the evidence of 5845?
Give me a second.
This is going to be Zakid's DNA.
Yep.
So the title just says evidence. It doesn't even, if you change that title, I don't even know if that's going to change in the report, to be honest.
Wait, hold up. I added his state ID. Or I thought I
I'm
did.
still on it, so it might be the reason it didn't update, because I'm still on it. Check now. It's you know how if somebody's on something's a little funky? Give me one second. Let me answer Jimmy's call. Hello? Thank you.
Let's see. Reports. All right, let me remove his. Then take this stuff out and put it back. All right, moment of truth.
Written somewhere.
Okay, so it still didn't
I think
save.
what Turner was saying, which was it becomes the burden of proof to find they were in possession of.
What
the
if you made a
gun
new
or
report
the
to
other
test it?
things
Maybe
is
put it in there.
correct?
No, I deleted everything
There, but how do the
and
Oh, okay.
then
that-
removed everything from the locker, re-added it, so it'd like refresh them all, but it's still not adding.
DNA there. Do you have other evidence other than that I just am in possession of the gun? If you don't have those other things, how do you prove it gets messy? Correct. So having a judge have that somewhere in legislation is important. So I will discuss. Yeah, I will discuss it with the others, and then it'll get pushed for the future. As of now, I would go with what Gatsby said and charge them for their for the hot guns or hot whatever.
Let's
and
see.
Then leave it to the judge to if they make any changes or something happens, then people can go to court over it, and the judges will revert whatever.
Can someone confirm Zakid's state ID?
8503.
No,
Perfect. I appreciate that. I will relay the.
that is not
information
correct.
Further.
Zakid Skangerton?
Sounds like a hot one, right? Like it seems like it was kind of crazy.
This is not something we can get wrong.
3708.
Good shit,
Okay.
Jimmy, good shit.
Yeah, I was looking at the end of the blood. That's my bad.
No. state ID or citizen ID, SID, CID, doesn't matter. Will always refer to, sorry, will always refer to the ID shown on their identification card. If I need their like string of DNA, I'll ask for that specifically, but never ever give a state ID you're not 100% confident in, because that can lead to a whole host of issues in the future. Because if I tag this as 8, you know, whatever you had mentioned, then it would be improperly flagging somebody else's state ID every time his DNA showed up. Reports. Yeah, it's not showing up. I don't know why it's not flagging the state ID, but it is what it is.
What did Duncan say that? He has 4? That's why he was fucking sweating bullets when we were talking about tabs. I'm like,
That's where I got confused. I was, for some reason, I was thinking that the only blood sample we got was the keys, but I see that we do have.
Yeah, the one you read off
Zon's.
wasn't. Yeah, that was Zon's.
Gotta love technology.
Mm-hmm.
So is the gist of what I'm getting? If the blood was previously collected for a different report, it's not.
It's not going to show up as a recent thing. You will have to search evidence. You will have to go back. So copy the 3192, 6198, 4771. And when you copy that, paste it in the evidence search bar. You'll see an evidence with the ID of 5845. Let me know once you see that.
Is there a good way to copy the
Writing it on a notepad elsewhere and copying it? It's the only thing I found.
You can click the string of DNA and it'll copy. So like in the report, if you click the evidence and you click like just the one we're doing for Zakid, if you click it, it'll actually copy it.
Okay, so sorry.
perfect.
What was the consensus of when you edited that?
It is not repopulating with the state ID. I don't know that it's saving on my end.
What's the state ID? The 5845. We'll put the state ID and see if, because I have higher rank in the MDT, if it allows me to change it. Let me see.
If that is Zakid's, it's 3708.
Yep. 3708.
Okay, just confirming 3708.
Yep, for the
And
DNA string that ends in 4771.
4771. And all of you are out of that evidence tab, correct?
I am.
Yes, ma'am.
I am.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I'll save that. Okay, I think that we cannot do anything with that because it did not give me like a notation that anything's saved. Let me double check.
Same.
Yeah, okay. So I can't even adjust that either.
Dispatch
Um,
Echo 14 in route.
I will bring that up.
47,
Yes, this
Joby
is
gas
a
station.
problem. Because now, and I don't know what it is. It's why that DNA strain.
I think you're right. I think it got flagged because somebody in your prior one, for Zon, put the state ID for it.
Did they for the?
I would imagine they did. Hold on, let me verify.
The system, okay, the forensics lab might automatically do that, and for whatever reason, this one's not working properly. And in that case, then that's an error in the forensics lab that needs to be looked into, right? And how do we know that without testing it? So, punch me. Just hit me right in the little bleeder. I'll just do a little bleed.
Echo
Well, no.
approved
This had to have been done manually.
47.
DNA match Zon Zayas.
Where's that at? What's the number?
8310 for the evidence field.
Yep, I
And it's
see it as
attached
well.
to 3 different instances. One of which is today, obviously.
Okay, so 8310. Okay, what just happened?
Okay. So when I said 8310, that's the ID of the evidence. Kind of like Zakid's goes back to like 5,000 something. Can it not be searched that
Yes.
way?
Hold on, the MDT is lagging for me. Everything
Yeah,
that
if you try to
has
search by the number, it did the same
everything
thing
that
for me.
comes up with 8310
Okay.
is how do
Here.
you
Just search for Zon's DNA 4110. 1466 4597.
Is it working for you guys if you click the DNA string under evidence? And
It does copy, yes.
It does. It'll
Okay,
copy
perfect.
it. Yeah. Okay. So the DNA match for Zanzias. Okay. Oh, see, you can. Okay, I'm gonna test something here. Yeah, I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna change. Fuck no, this is not. I would rather do it for my own DNA than change somebody else's evidence.
you ready?
Because then we might get in trouble for evidence tampering. Yeah, just hit me.
Ugh.
Clock me. Ah,
Okay.
ah.
All right.
Did I bleed? Ah, hit me again. I
Okay.
can
You're
take
supposed
it.
to use
Hit
a
me
fist,
again.
not an open hand slap.
Hit me again.
Ugh.
Oh,
Hey, we should call EMS. Ah,
You sure? You don't think a knife vac will do?
is there blood?
I don't see any.
I'm not seeing much.
Okay, one more time.
Are you sure?
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to.
Okay.
I don't know if I can watch this.
Ah. You gotta hit me right in the
I'm so
nose.
violent.
Right in the nose?
Yeah, you
You
gotta hit-
sure?
Don't break my nose, please. Though.
I
It's a
won't.
little
I won't.
dribble.
I won't. I won't.
We
Just-
should have just had. You should have knifed. Maybe do a little cut on my finger or something.
Hold on.
Try again. Try again.
What if I just what about a little bop on the nose with the flashlight?
Okay, just a bop. Just a little bop.
Just a little
on
bop.
The,
Just
Oh,
a-
no.
just a little bop.
Listen, it just a little bop, okay?
Okay, I believe you.
Out for the count.
Ah!
Oh,
Good night.
Okay.
EMS from PD.
Oh,
She
Oh, there it
not
is!
gold.
Your nose is bleeding.
Send it.
Can we get a 52 to MRPD, please?
Here, let me just
Copy en route.
look at that. All it took was the bop
For
on the
science.
nose.
For
It was for science.
Yeah, yeah. Alice, how you feeling?
I'm okay.
Okay, listen, I'm just saying. Yeah, well, yeah, no, your teeth are fine. Your teeth are fine. You might want to be worried about like a deviated septum or something. I don't know how that works.
Broken in your nose.
Am I gonna have to get another rhino?
Another what?
Another rhinoplasty.
Something about a lasso.
Girl, you done had a not nothing about a lassie. She had a rhinoplasty.
I had one before. My
Oh.
Ember Buta hit me in the nose.
Wait, did
What?
the doctor give you a plastic rhinoceros? Like a toy? That would be
No,
sweet.
this was years ago. I had to wear
Okay.
a mask. Time at
Okay.
Luca.
All right. Heidi's almost here.
Okay.
He gapped it.
Ooh,
Watson,
she's okay.
Okay.
are you sure you're okay?
It's the thing I had to go through to make
I-
the evidence work.
Cap, I'm a self snitch. I hit her upon her request.
Rhodes.
We are sciencing.
Okay.
It's for science.
She just needed just a little. We just needed a wee bit, a little blood, just a tiny bit, because we don't want to mess with anybody's DNA on file. But we are trying to come to a conclusion here as to why something's happening.
What's happening?
Well, somebody's DNA automatically flagged for DNA that was on scene of a situation. Now, their
Ah.
DNA did not show up in the evidence like tab here, not like the field within the report, but the tab to the left-hand side as recent because it had already been in a report in the past. So we tried editing the original one because it's always referencing that one and then showing you the stuff on the right-hand side. We tried adding the state ID so that it pretty much automatically shows that we have it on file. But unfortunately, none of us can save it. Now, we don't know if this is because this is evidence that was put in a while ago. And so Alice told us to do this.
Echo 14 en route.
Okay.
CMC 247.
So we're going to find out.
Well, let me know the results of your experiment.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll do.
Okay.
She only now just told us she had a rhinoplasty years ago.
Oh.
She did.
It's fine, guy. I'm fine. It's fine.
Alice, you should probably, you should probably tell us this ahead of time.
It's fine. I'm fine.
Okay. All right. Don't worry. Heidi's on the way. Just
Alright,
just
I'm
like
gonna go
another
find Turner.
academy
I
day,
hope you're
okay? Yeah, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. You're gonna be fine, right?
Bro, you should have went for like the hand or something, you know?
The
Just a little
she ain't gonna
cut
bleed on the
her
hand.
finger.
The nose. Trauma equal blood.
That is true.
We should have taken like
She
a
did
little
say right in the
pin.
kisser is what she
We
said.
should- next time we do like
Oh no,
insulin
not the
pin
kisser,
thing.
not the beautiful teeth.
Not the teeth. Anything with the teeth.
Oh wait,
Next
but
time-
instead of the teeth, we could have gotten your teeth to cut your lip from the impact of the flashlight.
No, next time we just take like a needle or something, like poke on the hand, or like a blood pack with the knife or something. You know,
Oh, you're right. I have
could've thought this
lancets. I'm a
better.
diabetic. We could have just done that.
Yes, yeah.
Oh
See?
my goodness.
Oh damn! Why
time,
didn't
it's
you?
okay.
Why didn't you say this earlier? Why'd we go for
Very hard. It's
hit me in the
very hard.
nose?
It's very hard.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Very
Yeah. It's gonna
hard.
be. It's gonna
You
be
got
fine.
some blood though, right?
What?
You got some
Just
blood.
a little bit.
I hope so.
Yeah, I did too.
Hopefully
You know
it's
what?
like-
We're gonna let Heidi. We're gonna let Heidi patch you up,
Okay.
and then we'll let you do the experiment.
Yay!
Okay,
Yay,
all right.
thank you.
Just remember, it's all
Well,
for science.
good news. We have some downtime. So Sterling, I have a question for you.
Hit me with it.
Are you
Yeah.
familiar with the use of force?
I have studied the use of force matrix.
Okay. You want to run them? Past me here?
Well, it looks like we just did some level 4 less lethal force on Miss Allison here. Looks like we pulled out our flashlight
Will be en route.
and
Uh-huh.
struck her right in the noggin.
Please,
Unfortunately for
please.
Miss Watson here, I think she's suffering from some hemorrhaging maybe going on in the brain,
Okay.
something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's all right.
But
Well,
I
what's-
definitely think
What the
we went straight
okay,
to 4.
but let's start at the beginning. What's the beginning of the use of force?
Well, her presence here showing up in the room today. She walked in and she said, "Hey, I'm ready for work." And well, her presence got things started.
Sterling, I don't need you to apply everything to this situation, okay?
Oh,
I just need a basic, vague, go on, number 1 at the very
presence, officer presence, showing up to
Mhm.
the scene, an area, patrolling, letting
What
people
does it
see
do?
that there's provides a sense of security that the police officers are around and we're available to protect them.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Protect them, service them.
Because what does our presence
there for
do?
them.
Like, yes, it provides people a sense of security, right? But what is it?
Tourist crowd.
Exactly.
Woo.
Exactly. Okay. All right. Now, what's the next step in the use of force matrix?
Presence, then verbalization.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, what is
Identify
that?
could
If you want
be
to clarify.
identifying yourself as a police officer, asking somebody to hand them your ID,
Okay.
asking somebody to step out of a vehicle, asking somebody to do something lawfully. I
Okay.
would describe verbalization, but I guess it could also just be chatting with them as a normal person, and having that small talk as well.
Perfect. Next.
Step 3 would be hands-on. So, for example, sir, stand over here. If they're continuing to refuse to stand over there for lawful purposes, you could go hands-on with them. Try to. Actually, a better example is if they're running from us, like maybe on a car. I have a better example from that. Like, sir, stop running, or you'll be tackled.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
All
But I
right.
guess as
Next.
far as like the standing around, maybe you could like try to.
This
I don't want
is
to say
the
escort
Echo
them, but
14
maybe
en
like
route
try
to
to
MRPD latest 50
direct them
request.
with your
Apologies for the
hands, your
delay.
arms, in a way that's not escorting.
Heidi's
Okay.
on
Maybe
the
like-
way.
Perfect. Perfect. Next.
Step 3 was verbalization.
No, no,
Step
no, no, no,
four,
no, 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 no. We did one, which was
Presence.
We did 2, which was
Verbalization,
then 3, which is what we were just talking about.
hands-on,
Also referred to as empty.
empty hand controls.
Okay. And number 4.
Less lethal.
Okay, hold up. I think Heidi's here. I'll be back. All right, 1:30's coming out to the lobby.
Copy. I'm on the side door.
A firm.
Hello.
Hello, come on in.
Very sorry.
Oh, don't apologize. You're
sorry.
good. All right, straight through here. Teamster, thank you for the tier 2 for 32 months. I appreciate it. I have Newt. Thank you for the 35. Alice, I struck her a few times with her permission. We were trying to science. This is
I can see why that could start confusion.
I bonked her in the head with the flashlight. She asked me to. Ooh.
You sound not so yourself, buddy.
Okay.
Okay.
She said she had a prior rhinoplasty, but she never indicated that before telling me to hit her. Hopefully everything's fine.
I'm concerned about your right leg here. What did you do earlier?
Oh, that's been an ongoing. She's had a limp.
Roof,
Oh.
like last week I fell on the roof and blew up my back.
Mind your business.
What do you...
Mind your
Okay.
business.
Huh? My God. Well,
I got my back blown out. I'll be fine. You know, I'll be fine.
alright.
I'll be fine.
Can you sing the ABC song for me?
Yeah.
Just so. Yeah, you try. Oh.
Alice, no one says it like that. It's always LMNOP. You got back to back.
I
It's
enunciate everything accordingly.
okay.
Okay.
You always say those quotes.
Oh, okay.
It's
well,
just I'm just a little nasally. Just like a little bit of blood in
Okay,
here.
look straight at me, Alice. Look straight at me.
Okay.
Okay. How much do you see of me? Do you see my headphones I'm
Yeah.
wearing? Okay. What color are they?
Maybe it's just a little bit of swelling. Who knows?
Yeah.
You've seen the empty stare
Right. They're the
before?
same color I
I've seen
have.
an empty stare.
I have the
1,000-yard
same
stare.
color.
You said it's gray?
Yeah, gray and black.
Okay. Listen, Alice, we're gonna need to give you more treatment, okay? Cause, I don't want you to be concussed from this. Also, I'm a bit concerned about your leggy. If this doesn't get treated, you're gonna struggle out on the field, trying to catch filthy crimers, okay?
Okay. Thank
Damn.
You. Guys. Okay. I just gotta get my.
You know
nose
what they
blown
say,
out.
the harder you climb, or the higher you climb, the harder you fall.
Yeah. So I got my back blown out, and I got my nose blown out.
Girl,
Now
who
I got
did,
both my
what?
nose
Your
out.
back blown out?
Hey, you
Yes.
know?
Have you seen me waddle
Forte!
around the house?
What? I'm sorry.
When did he sneak up here?
I was waddling around the house with my cane for a few days. You didn't see, probably just weren't paying attention.
Dear.
I just gotta blow my nose out. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Well, we'll blow your nose out once we get to the hospital, and then all the snot will come out.
Matt,
Okay?
you gotta jump. You guys are Spider-Man.
Hold up. I gotta give this to Alice.
Oh, okay.
All right, here we
yeah.
are. Oh, Heidi, I think I just gave it to you.
Oh, okay. I'll just give it to. Oh,
Hold on, let me move her. Alice? Oh,
Oh,
Alice, something wrong.
I know. I can see the world from here.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry, sorry.
I got her. I got her. We're good. Does this look better?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here, if you want to give it to her.
Yep. I'll do that. My apologies.
And then you two get in a car, pick her up at the hospital. I'm
There
going
you
to the
go.
bathroom.
Hey, firm.
Don't worry.
You are not to pull anybody over, respond to any calls, okay? You are to pick up Alice. That's
Gotta
it.
do that.
Okay. Yes, sir.
What the fuck, Forte?
What? I was just doing paperwork.
Forte, don't make me talk shit. I will do it.
Please don't.
I will. I'll do it.
You don't.
I'll do it.
You don't need to do it.
Well, I know I don't need to do
I
it.
don't
You
know if
do
I'll
it
be
quite
able to take
well.
it.
Okay, never mind. All right, goodbye. All right, chat. I'll be right back. I gotta go pee and grab something to drink. In the meantime, I will leave you with this.
Dispatch Echo 14 en route CMC 113 Bravo.
11941. Dispatch 86276 CMC.
That's 864, same traffic.
Echo 14 arriving at CMC 113.
Dispatch 864, 23 CMC.
All units be advised there are no doctors on duty, or at least unavailable at this time, so we only got Dr. K. Just a heads up.
I am back. Wait a minute. Oh, they must be directly under us. All right. They're leaving. They all just got into the car. 3 seconds, it's going to update here. Fuck, close enough. I'm going to make this right. It's going to update here.
Dispatch 864-76 MRPD.
Next update's... Fuck, now it's real time. Shit. Do 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 do. Yeah, you're right. Rhodes didn't wash his hands. What are you gonna do about it? Huh? What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Nothing. I washed my IRL hands. That's all I need to be worried about. Adapt. Prove it. Shake Forte's hand.
My brain doesn't even register. It's just like
Okay, to be fair, that was good.
the word.
That would be a good one.
Sometimes your fob, the door locks are a little finicky, and sometimes your fob doesn't work. It's very I can smell a little better.
Well, that's good.
Right, but my
You have
glasses,
your
they
blood
said
sample?
my glasses are broke. I do.
Okay.
So let me make up a test report.
In the meantime, Sterling, use of force.
Level 4 less lethal options
Okay.
such as taser or baton. Situations where we would use a baton, maybe somebody is actively trying to get somebody out of handcuffs or has resisted officers more than once. There would be, verbal communication that we would go hands on with them, whether they'd be batoned, etc., or tased.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Next step.
Lethal force. For example, if somebody is actively posing a threat to the public, depending on the severity of the crime and extended circumstances, like if they got any sort of mental conditions, are they actively resisting arrest, are they posing a threat to the public, are there officers, the severity / totality of the crime, and have all other means been exhausted prior to using lethal force.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Now, personally, I think the last step should not just be titled lethal. Much like we specify less lethal, we should specify that this one's more lethal, if you ask me. Alice, what do you think about that?
Changing it to more lethal force.
Yeah, if 4 is less lethal, because it can still cause problems, and 5 is lethal, how many times have we actually killed somebody? It's more
Actually,
lethal.
You're not wrong.
but-
It's
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
ain't nobody ever die low key.
So should we put flashlights in the lethal category since you almost killed Alice there with a flashlight?
No, that's less
Ooh.
lethal because it's
Okay.
less lethal than a gun.
Or a karate chop to the Adam's apple.
Ooh,
Oh,
ooh,
Yep.
that was that
Real ninjutsu.
that sounds bad.
Mm-hmm.
sounds rough. Oh,
You can't breathe.
oh,
Yeah, exactly like that.
okay. Now, what
Very
about
children.
use of force against vehicles? You familiar with that?
So I know that like if we were to ever use lethal force, it's not to disable a vehicle. It would be strictly in regards to trying to use lethal force on the driver. We don't shoot from the vehicle unless they're like actively I guess that actually unless approved by Command Plus. I know that we're frowned upon from shooting from vehicles as well. We really shouldn't try to like chase after somebody and shoot from our car. To me, it personally doesn't make sense because I know that whatever I'm shooting, I can't, have full control over that.
Except our life's in danger, or if we are being fired upon, correct?
For the most part, yes.
I do remember like if that order is given that we are to set up and position ourselves at like an intersection, and make sure like there's a safe backdrop and then use lethal force that way, but it's never to disable the vehicle.
Unless otherwise told by whoever is scene command at the time. There exist scenarios in which it may be best to disable a vehicle, but it's not going to be something that happens often. You are far more likely to be told to position ahead of the vehicle and open fire attempting to shoot the driver, okay, rather than shooting at the engine block and disabling the vehicle. Now, that being said, obviously, we can't guarantee, we can try our absolute best. We can't guarantee that our bullets are going to go anywhere specific, right? Let's say the vehicle were to get disabled before the driver was, incapacitated and prior to the driver surrendering. Let's say this originally stemmed from them running over a person. That's why we pursued them. We authorized, the vehicle to, or not the vehicle, but the driver to be neutralized. Except the vehicle gets disabled first. They get out of the vehicle and they start running. What do you do?
Was the order given to specifically disable the vehicle from a superior?
The order, it was clear that officers were to get ahead of the vehicle and shoot the driver. Because again, we primarily do not shoot the vehicle to disable it. We're shooting the driver in this case, right? But the vehicle goes out before the driver is ever struck by a bullet. They get out of the vehicle, or even, let's say, again, we can't guarantee where our bullets are going to land. Let's say one did strike the engine bay and disable the vehicle. They get out, they start running. What do you do?
I'm using if I'm using lethal force on them, I'm going to shoot them.
I think that's a big no.
Larry?
I think that one's a big no-no, I think. I remember reading this specifically with the use of force. I studied that part quite a lot last week. You would begin a foot pursuit, correct? And
that is correct, and here's why.
Back down to level 3 unless they are providing an imminent threat to you.
Correct. So, the reason I specified this case is because this is something that used to happen years ago, where officers would confuse the authorization to shoot and kill the driver on the basis of whatever has happened with or without realizing that the weapon in this case is the vehicle, right?
Yep.
Ooh, yes, sir.
So because the weapon is now out of the question, it immediately drops down to, put it this way, if somebody stabbed somebody with a knife, let's say, for whatever the circumstance is, you search somebody, they had a knife on their person, they then just had they just fucking snapped and stabbed somebody. They dropped the knife on the ground directly in front of you. You see the knife, and you know that that was the only knife that they had. If they start running, do you shoot them?
At that point, that'd be like tackling.
Exactly. But the reason you don't shoot them is because they're no longer in possession of that knife, right?
Yeah,
Whereas
right.
if they still had the knife and were running and were instructed to drop it and failed to do so, now obviously because they just stabbed somebody and they're running, if they don't surrender immediately at that point, they're going to get shot. But if you know the circumstances surrounding the situation, you know in the prior case, the weapon was the vehicle, and the reason we're shooting them is to stop that threat that only exists because the vehicle exists, in this case as the weapon, you would no longer be clear to shoot the person when they stepped out of the vehicle. And I like to bring up this example a lot because people often fail to realize when they're given that authorization to shoot, right? Again, we're not intentionally trying to just disable the vehicle. More often than not, we're trying to neutralize the threat, which is the driver. But if the vehicle goes out first and they step out and they start running, unless you have reason to believe that they had a gun in that prior situation and that's why they were fleeing, right? Like other things can play into it, but in the example I gave, it was just the reason they were being chased was because they struck someone with their vehicle. You would not shoot them when they stepped out of the vehicle. You would instruct them to surrender. If they fail to do so, they'll be beat down, whatever the situation is, but they would not be shot.
Yeah, I
because again,
completely was
vehicle
assuming
out.
that they had a gun. That was my mistake. I was
No,
not
you're
listening
good.
on that portion.
You're
But
good.
let's say like they did have a gun, and they did step out of the vehicle. Would that be the instance like you know that they shot somebody that were fleeing the scene of like an officer
Oh,
shooting?
if they
or
shot
civilian
somebody,
shooting?
100%. It doesn't matter if that vehicle went out. Unless they stepped out of that car with their hands in the air. I don't see any other situation in which they walk away without having been shot. They shot someone, jumped in this car, fled. We were given the authorization to shoot. The vehicle goes out first. They get out and keep running. Unless after they run and somehow have an incredible amount of distance and an officer can confirm the same weapon that they utilized is in the vehicle and they no longer have it. I mean, that
What
even
did you
then
just
it's still
do?
a bit iffy. But you would absolutely still continue to, because it's at that point y'all aren't shooting at somebody in a vehicle to disable the vehicle, because again, we don't necessarily do that. At that point, the weapon is something other than the vehicle, which means the weapon is still in their possession when they're fleeing, even after the vehicle's out.
What did you just do?
That makes sense?
Absolutely.
All right. Y'all have any questions?
Not about force levels at all. I feel like those
Okay.
have stuck with me pretty good. I studied those heavily last week.
That's good to hear. That is good to hear. All right, Larry, we'll go to you for the chain of command.
Do you want me to start from the top or the bottom?
How about we start from the bottom?
So it'd be recruit, cadet, PPO, officer, senior officer. I can't remember if it's sergeant or lieutenant. I'm gonna go sergeant, lieutenant, captain, and then I can't remember above that. I know there's like one or two above captain.
Is
I
there?
can't remember the other two. Is there one or two above captain? I believe there's one, if not two. No, there isn't.
There is not. Because
Okay.
as high as captain.
Okay.
So you're right. It is very much so recruit, cadet, PPO, officer, senior. You are correct. It is sergeant, then lieutenant, and then captain. As
For some
it
reason, I
currently
feel like there was
stands,
one above captain.
I am not to my recollection. Now, in saying that, there could be a day in which we have a chief of police. Who knows?
That's what it was.
Now, that is not specifically outlined, So
Okay.
until then, it does not exist in our chain. I mean, I'm going to say this facetiously, neither does sergeant or lieutenant at the moment. it exists in that somebody today could get promoted, but in like practical sense, right now it for the most part is recruit, cadet, PPO, officer, senior, captain, for the most part.
Okay.
Okay.
I was just thinking, yeah, the chief of police, or I felt like there was like one above a captain, but I was drawing a blank, so maybe I was just overthinking. I was overcooking myself.
No, you're good. What rank fall or let me rephrase. What ranks are part of command?
I know high command is captains,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Work backwards from there.
senior officer and below, so lieutenant and sergeant.
That is correct. That is correct. Which means which ranks fall under like law enforcement officers for the most part?
PPO officer and senior officer.
Repeat that.
PPO officer and senior officer.
Got it. Okay, when you said PPO and then immediately officer, I was like, wait a minute, was that? What? No, you're good. You're good there. What's up, Alice?
I'm coming back with my science conclusion.
Okay,
We
which
finished
is?
I don't want to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good.
Echo 142347.
Either our system, as far as taking DNA from, as Zakid's DNA was taken yesterday. I'm sorry, the 20th. So it is a rather new DNA sample. So whether it is our DNA system is flawed currently,
Okay.
which is possible. Again, because it was taken yesterday. Now I looked into this DNA sample that was taken on the 20th, and it's not like there's any like spacing in the DNA or anything like that. But I put my DNA into the report that you guys wrote. I put my DNA into the test DNA. I tried to delete my DNA from our system to have it re-inputted, and you can't even delete a DNA sample that's in our system, so that was not possible. I took Zakid's DNA, I put it into the test report. I put Zakid's DNA, I took it out of y'all's report and tried putting it back into the report in the locker. I tried to move it into a different compartment in that locker, none of which gave the state ID. It should automatically
but you can't edit your original DNA, right?
Let me see. That's
can you
one thing
edit that?
I did not check. Let me look.
Try to put
really
your
quick.
state ID and see if you can save it. If you can't, I'm kind of curious to know, like, what if it was a captain that did it that may have the permission to do so on that original one?
So yeah, so mine has my state ID in it. Let me see if I can delete my state ID.
Did you put it in?
No, I never did. But when I took my DNA, it would have automatically.
Give me a second.
Here, okay.
Hello?
Oh my God, you fucking answered.
Is your state ID 1757?
I did answer.
Yes,
Hey,
1757.
Matt Rhodes, this is Dixie.
Dixie, how are you?
Correct.
Hey,
It is
how are
automatically
you?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay.
in there. So unless...
Darling, we've got a problem.
And what's the problem?
You're the only officer that I knew to call because you're the
I
only
need
one
to
that I really
remove
trust, to be
this,
honest with you.
save this on y'all's
Okay.
report, 'cause I
So my
don't want
friend
that on there.
Rohan got his arm chopped off by somebody.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
check for
darling,
one
it's
other
fucking
thing.
crazy. And we don't know who did it, and we were wondering if somebody could come down to the police station and help us out.
So I mean, we can, currently at Mission Row. We're dealing with another situation at the moment. Once this is concluded, we are good to do so.
How come?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Are y'all in the lobby?
2022.
Yeah, we're in the lobby right now.
All right. We'll try to be out there as soon as
This
possible.
system
Okay.
is so rough.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna test.